y'all, my name is Erin and today I'm going to show you how to make pickled ginger. And pickled ginger, what I mean by that is that pink stuff that you find at sushi bars next to the wasabi. Some people don't even notice it. Some people like me just could eat it by the handful. It's a little bit spicy, a little bit salty, a little bit sour, a little bit sweet. It fits that full Japanese flavor profile where they really go for the umami. They want to hit every taste bud along the way, and pickled ginger does it. And you can always buy it in the store, and that's fine, but I was at the store the other day and I was going to pick some up, and I looked at the ingredients because I'm vegan, which for those of you that don't know what that means expert label reader. It means I read every label, and a lot of times I end up making things myself because I'm not pleased with what I find. So I read the ingredients and there were no animal products, but the second ingredient was aspartame, and I have 2 small children myself, and I didn't feel comfortable buying that for myself or for my family. And I was talking when I started telling friends, oh my gosh, there was aspartame in this pickled ginger. I would never expect that. They said, oh, that's crazy, I wouldn't buy that either. So I thought, well, it's easy enough to make yourself, why don't I show people how to do that? So again, like I said, it's sour, salty, sweet. So the way you hit all those components is rice vinegar, salt, and a sweetener. And you see here, my sweetener of choice today is maple syrup. I like it because it's already a liquid and it's easy to mix in with my other ingredients. I'm not going to heat up this pickling liquid. I'm not going to do anything. It's going to be really simple. So what I'm going to start out with is fresh ginger root. You can peel it if you'd like, or you can leave the skin on like I'm going to. Just make sure you wash it. And then you want to slice nice, thin, paper thin slices. And if you're not good at this, you know, like maybe I'm not great at it, but if you feel like that's too daunting, you can use that same peeler and peel your slices, and that's fine too. That's actually going to get you really nice uniform slices. It's going to be really easy. Honestly, I just don't have a peeler in the house right now because I just moved. And so this is what I have, and I'm making do, and I think I'm doing pretty good. If my husband was home, I'd have him do it because he is the precision slicer in the house. If I want anything to be uniform, I ask him to do it. He's an engineer, and so it's his forte. So you want something nice and thin. And the reason I want mine so thin is because I'm gonna have sushi tomorrow night. If you're not gonna have sushi for a couple days or you don't need this right away, make it thicker if you want, and then it's like a real snack. You can chomp on it like a pickle. I want something that's like a side for my sushi. So I've already sliced some here, and I'm putting them all in a plastic Ziploc bag. If you aren't comfortable with plastic, that's totally fine. Put it in a glass jar. Just make sure you shake it up every now and then. The great thing about the plastic bag is the marinade, the pickling solution is gonna touch everything. And so then when you make your pickling solution, you're just gonna mix your rice vinegar, and I accidentally bought seasoned rice vinegar. If you do that, make sure you taste it because it's going to have some salt and some sugar already added. And so then you'll know where you want it to go from there. So I tasted this ahead, and it's really salty. I would not add any extra salt to this. The salt I had ready to use is Himalayan sea salt, or pink Himalayan salt. It's not sea salt. I use this because I filter my water, and so it filters out some of the minerals that are necessary. And this has lots of great minerals in it that get back into my system through my salt. This is not iodized though, be careful, just like sea salt. It's not iodized, which is a necessary nutrient. And a great way to get iodine in your diet is things like sushi with nori on it, because sea vegetables are an awesome source of iodine, and it's a natural source, a whole food source, rather than having it added to your table salt. So I have mineral-rich salt, and I get my iodine elsewhere, but make sure that you're aware of those things. You can also take like a kelp tablet or something like that. Or you can use table salt for this, and it's gonna taste just fine. Again, for my sweetener, I'm just adding maple syrup. I really like maple syrup. I think it's a great sweetener. I feel really comfortable with where it's from, the way it's been processed. You know, those kind of things are important to me when I make choices for my family about what we eat. You know, we all have our own choices and our own kind of, like I said, you have your kind of, oh wait, I don't want to buy that, or I don't want to use that. I also like coconut sugar. And I use cane sugar sometimes too, granulated cane sugar. And when I use the cane sugar, what I do is I heat this up on the stove, and then I add the sugar and stir it in so it dissolves completely. You don't want to add it to a cold vinegar and then expect it to dissolve and then soak into the ginger. It just doesn't work as well. So I'm just going to taste, and that is right where I want it. I'm just going to add one extra ingredient. I just like this. It's umi vinegar, umi plum vinegar. And if you've ever been in a sushi bar where there's like a roll that has a little stripe, a kind of purplish brown, sometimes it's more pink, and it's got like super sour taste. My husband says it's like vomit, but I think he's wrong. I think it's delicious. It's just super, super sour. That's umeboshi plum. And so, since I know he doesn't like it, I'm just gonna add a tiny bit, and he'll never know. He never has to know, but I'll know, and I'll like it a little bit better because of it. So, once you have it where you want it, you just pour it in your bag, or your jar, or your Tupperware container, whatever you're gonna use. And sorry to make this jumpy. Technical difficulties, they happen. So anyway, so you have your ginger, you have your liquid, you're gonna put it in a bag, in a jar, in a Tupperware, whatever, and put it in your refrigerator. Keep it refrigerated. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. But once it's in the refrigerator, leave it for, you know, for me it's gonna be a day because I can't keep my hands off of it. But it could be up to a week, even more usually. You know, honestly, I've only kept pickled ginger in the refrigerator a couple weeks because we eat it. But I would imagine that it would be good for a while. Use your best judgment, of course, always. If it seems funky, don't eat it. For those of you that are like, Erin, I'm not doing this, I'm not making my own pickled ginger, you're nutballs, you know, but you still want to avoid aspartame, here's a great brand to try out, Eden, which is the same as the umi plum vinegar that I showed you. Sorry about that. So this Eden brand, which this pickled ginger has rice malt, rice vinegar, pickled shiso leaves, and mirin and sea salt. Mirin is just a sweet rice, a rice wine. It's not alcoholic though, but it's a sweet rice, I don't know, seasoning sauce. And Eden brand also makes a really good brown rice vinegar. I wish I had that instead of this. This is just what I happened to pick up. But I prefer to use the brown rice vinegar, honestly. It's just a little bit healthier. Every little bit counts, right? Any way I can like sneak in a little extra, something slightly healthier in there, I'm gonna do it. So that is pickled ginger. Super easy. Couldn't be easier, right? Couldn't have been easier. My next video is going to be about my newest passion, which is regrowing from scratch. Check this out. This is a head of organic romaine lettuce. I ate all the salad, and I'm gonna eat all this salad again. So I will tell you about that next time.